Morning folks, or should I say afternoon. It's probably a lot closer to being afternoon. This morning I've been at a council meeting for a couple of hours and then I'm back in here today just because over the weekend Cumbria has experienced some storms, some high winds, so it's just time to come and assess what's been going on, break out the chainsaw in a minute and get some stuff squared up depending on what I find. As I thought might happen, there's some branches down as to kind of be expected, but what I'm searching for is any actual trees that have come down. However, touch wood, so far things are looking pretty good and hopefully that's not what we're going to find. So surprisingly enough, what I expected to be down is pretty much the stuff that's down. Branches wise it's not been too bad. There's a couple of trees that I would have said, well, they were actually in line for being cut next because the back ends of the roots had lifted. One over there has come down, so that's just to be logged up and shifted. And I just need to get a bit deeper and further in, we'll find out what's going on there. To be fair, these have been up for, they're around 19, 20 years old, these larch trees. So a lot of these have seen far worse storms than this. So it's kind of no surprising really that there's not much change, which is perfect for me because obviously the more that come down then the more work it creates, and the more that kind of get the roots lifted at the back, the more work that creates as well. So it's nice to see that there's not been much change, but we'll get a bit further in. So I'm just down towards the bottom of Beggars Canyon at the moment, just making my way over to where GDH1 is. This part at the bottom here, I'll just try and show, is one of the whole thing has kind of snaked its way down, and one of the bottom of it pops out from this area here into this what's originally been a fire break. But the idea is you'll hold an absolute shed load of speed on the way down here, and so popping out from down this area is going to be a big stepped sender. It's a step down drop off. Anyway, just basically it's a big old sender right down this fire break, which you'll have had tons of speed for, loads of landing, and it's going to be well, it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, need to go and check out the other side. Right, so while I'm in here, there's a realisation that the camera is getting pretty much soaking wet. I don't know whether the wet on the lens is going to spoil the video, but anyway, we'll get this information out there. So I'm currently stood on what was going to be called GDH1. If you remember the last time that I put a video up, that I'm considering changing the name of this and changing the style of it somewhat as well. Make it a little bit more your classic bike parky. Also on that note, I've completed my application for the European funding, so that's in, and tonight I'm just about to sort out an application for some more funding. So that's all far less of a big task than it was that last time that we spoke. I'm pretty much nearly done it. So just to give you a bit of an insight, we're going to be coming down from that direction, down in between those two trees, and it'll pull you down into here, down in between these, and just before what you can see is a pile of logs. Round about here, round about now, is we're going to launch you off quite a large jump and point you down in this direction down here, so down through these trees. Might as well take a bit of a walk through. I don't know how wet the lens is getting. I hope it's not getting too wet and you can still see what's going on. So this track takes you up off of the very top, so by this point you've just landed quite a big jump and you really picked up some speed, and it's going to take you down towards the first brow. Let's just walk us down through. A little bit slippery underfoot today. All this loam that's on here is obviously going to erode away, exposing more and more wet roots, natural conditions and surfacing. You may be able to see where I've sprayed orange marks at the bottom of these trees, and at the bottom of that one as well. That's just to indicate to remind me of the line coming in. So it's going to take us around a corner, round here, a little bit of off camber before dipping us back down. Taking us back through. And then weaving in so that we can get an entrance to this berm. Oh, I've just caught the bottom of it, camera there. Just through into here for the entrance to the berm. And what we're looking at, I've started to build up the actual structure so that I can lay the logs in and lay the dirt in. And this is going to be a hip jump out of this berm out here. Oh, there goes a big hair. I don't know if it's on film. It's blooming big. Hip jump out of this berm into a landing the other side of this big sycamore tree. Yeah. Hip out there and then back down into the steeper stuff as it goes down through. So the good news is that having walked down here, there's not a lot of stuff blown, and there's not too much to be concerned about. These are where this kind of area around here is where some of my bigger prize trees, so to speak, the big broadleaves, and the trunks are massive and chunky on them, and there was no reason to think that they'd blown over in these kind of winds, but it's always nice to get a visual on them and see. I've still got the rest just over that direction. Still got the rest of my land to walk over for now. The rain doesn't appear to be slowing down, so I'm going to knock the camera off now. We've got, like I say, funding's on its way. I've already put some other pieces in place. I'll speak about that in the next video actually, when I've got some machinery up here and I can explain what I'm doing with that. But for now, I've had my council meeting and it is just a case of getting a walk across the land and making sure that everything's tickety-boo, because frankly at the moment it's looking like I'm back in here tomorrow with the chainsaw and tidying up. But you know, that's all part and parcel of owning some woodland. Anyway, I hope this video turns out okay and it's not just a wet and blurry all over the screen. Cool, thanks very much for your time and I'll catch up with you shortly.